Good morning, everyone. I am Vibha Gupta from Alma Better team, and today we have brought you a really interesting masterclass on decoding Amazon's profitable product building masterclass. Okay, so before we get into the details, let me give you a brief about Alma Better and what we do. So we are India's premier upskilling and higher education platform for niche tech careers such as software engineers and data scientists. Now, our programs are outcome oriented and are designed and delivered by top industry professionals. We also provide 360-degree career support for our learners. So, in a nutshell, we are relentlessly working for a better tomorrow for our students. Now, talking about today's masterclass, you will gain insights into algorithms and market dynamics behind Amazon's product bundling recommendations. And apart from that, you'll also understand the role of data analysis and customer behavior in refining bundling strategies and optimizing sales. So this is a very knowledge-packed masterclass we've got you today. Now, allow me to introduce you to our instructor for the day. Please welcome Lalit Kumar Dagala. He has started his career with Mu Sigma as a data scientist and has worked with many international companies. Currently, he's working with Google as a cloud engineer AI. With more than 9 years of experience, he has a lot of industry knowledge. Now, I will be handing over the session to Lalit. I hope all of you have a fantastic learning session through this masterclass. Over to you, Lalit.
Yeah, thanks, Vibha. Thanks for the introduction. Can everyone hear me? Yeah, you guys can hear me fine, right? Perfect. Let me share my screen, and we will start with the presentation. Okay. Yeah, we'll just use the slides, just as a background, but I want to do it more like a, discussion rather than, rather than just me talking to you, something. Yeah. So you have the questions Q&A section and chat section. For general comments, use chat. But for any specific questions that you have, right, you can ask in the Q&A so that we can keep track of what questions you have. Okay. Yeah, as we were introduced, I'm a data scientist with over 9 years of experience right now working in Google. So more interestingly, I feel I've worked on some really interesting problems and really interesting concepts. And right now I'm working a lot on generative AI. So maybe you guys have heard of ChatGPT. Google has a similar product called Bard. You probably have heard of it. That's what I work on these days quite a bit. There is a lot of demand and interest in Gen AI these days, generative AI. So it's a great time to be a data scientist. Yeah, and you can ask any question that you have, and I'll try to answer. I'll keep checking the both the chat and Q&A. If you ask Q&A, we can keep track if I answered a question or not. Chat, there might be too many messages because there are like 50 plus people. Okay, there are almost 60 people here. So the interaction will be much more organized if you ask in Q&A. But feel free to do whatever feels comfortable. Yeah. So yeah. So they've introduced about Alma Better, and so it's me. I've done some interesting problems, and today, more importantly, the real interesting thing we'll talk about is product bundling. What it means. So, how many of you have seen? You have purchased something from Amazon? Most of you, right? Yeah, most of you have purchased something from Amazon. Yes. So, have you ever noticed customers who bought this also bought something else? Have you ever seen it? Yeah, you have seen it, right? So, yeah. So that is, so how do we know which two products are, to be put together? Customers who bought this also bought this. If one person buys both products together, should they go together? No, right? let us say 10 people all bought the product together. Will you say like phone and phone case, right? So have you ever seen phone and phone case? They're usually purchased together, correct? Yeah. So that is the basic idea of market basket analysis. That's the general word, and the product bundling that happens. So you understood what is the outcome you are going for. See, it might feel like common sense to you, but you have to do it with the data, and you have to do it automatically. Did that make sense? So you understood the problem. Did you understand the problem? That we're trying to understand and kind of think about. So think with me. So first thing is see if you will like this job. Yeah. So it's a very interesting job, very exciting job. You try to answer these questions and follow along. You can just say it to yourself, and it will make sense. Yeah. Anyway, one of the okay. So basically, we have some agenda, very well laid out agenda. We'll have a quiz as well. You can answer the questions to see how you were able to follow the uh, discussion. So first of all, the basic idea behind product bundling is market basket analysis. But before that, let's try to understand the retail industry. So how many of you have purchased something from DMart? Yeah, you've probably shopped at DMart, you've probably shopped on Amazon, etc., right? So basically, what happens is, retail has very less margin. Yes. So what do I mean? So if you buy, the margin is less, 3-4% only. Yeah. So if they have 6% margin, it's a very very profitable, retail space. It's that premium retail space. Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is whenever you have retail stores and B2C, that is business to customer kind of businesses, right? What is the biggest problem? The profits are very less. So one of the driving factor behind the profitability is being able to upsell and cross sell. Okay. So just hearing that word, what does it feel like? Yeah. I know. Like, what does it feel like? What do you think? What does it sound like? Upsell and cross sell. Yeah. Are you able to think of something? So that is cross selling is a customer is already buying something. Can we sell a related product? Did that make sense? So famous, right? So if you have you been to McDonald's? If you've been to McDonald's, what do they do? You will go order a burger, and then they will ask you make it a meal and add a combo. Correct? Did that make sense? So that is what we see often, right? So basically, the thing is, a customer purchase something. Can we also sell something else to them so that we can increase our sales? Correct? Did that make sense? So that's the fundamental idea, and we will think about it. We'll talk about it in more detail. What are the different nuances, problems, etc., etc. Yeah. So by combining products, you're able to sell more. See, probably you would not have purchased Coke, right? But because it's in a combo, you're anyway buying it, correct? So it's kind of like that. So you are kind of customer did not have that intention, but by bundling, you're able to induce the customers to buy something, correct? So that is the idea behind cross selling. What is upselling in comparison? So let us say they are buying, if you take toothpaste, right? Let's say they are, buying Colgate Strong Teeth. Okay, that's that has some amount of that's not a very premium product. Now you somehow try to sell them Sensodyne, which is a more premium toothpaste. Did that make sense? Similarly, you have a lot of normal soaps, and then you have a very expensive soap. So the thing is, there is a basic quality version, and then there is a more premium product. Now, whenever you're upselling, you're trying to sell a more premium product. Did that make sense? Yeah. Did that make sense? Hopefully yes. Yeah. Uh, so what is upselling, cross-selling? Upselling is trying to sell a more premium product. Cross-selling is selling a product that goes along with this product that is that will complement this product. They, kind of both together. Okay. So now let us try to understand why this is important. So hopefully understood what is this market basket analysis, what is this bundling. and why it is important for companies, why it is important for a data scientist. See, ultimately, right, as a data scientist, what tends to happen is you have a lot of numbers. So what is data? Essentially, you kind of try to convert everything into numbers at the end of the day, correct? So now numbers, does it matter if it is 10 chocolates versus 10, 10 shirts versus 10, cars versus, 10 computers? Yeah, it's kind of easy to get lost, right? A lot of times, what I've noticed is data scientists tend to focus too much on mathematics, etc., etc., and they miss out on the business understanding and the business. I'm sorry, you can't. Yeah, is it fitting the screen now? I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, so it was full screen for on my screen. Anyway, yeah. So thank you. So you can always tell me whatever is on your mind, and anywhere if it kind of goes a little hard, also you just let me know. We will try to I'll try to address that. Okay. So basically, let us go back. Yeah. So importance in data science portfolio. The thing is, whenever you have data scientists, right? What is the biggest problem? Everybody kind of tries to run some Python code, and then once you run the Python code, they think that they have done the work. Okay. But is that true? It is not true. See, you have to understand that the numbers have meaning. So everything that you do, right? What is the business impact? What is the what is the value that is added to the business? See, at the end of the day, uh, it is, you're not being paid or you don't have a job so that you can write code. You're trying to solve problems and help whichever company you're working for make more money and be more profitable. Correct. So oftentimes. Uh, I'm sorry. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, okay. So yeah, cool. Maybe it's loading for some people. Cool, cool. Anyway, so as you can see, the biggest problem in data science, right? A lot of people will learn some complex algorithms, this, that, etc., etc. But they forget that the numbers have meaning. See, sometimes, right? You notice a small pattern and you make a recommendation to a business, to your manager or the manager's manager or some of the client teams, the people you work with, etc. That has a lot of impact. Okay. So what do we mean by that? So if you think about it, 10 cars versus 10 laptops, are they same thing? They are not, right? So but if you just predict, it is 10, 10 this, 10 that, so if you give discount, you will sell one more car, etc., etc. That's not how it works, right? You can't do 1+1 offer with cars. Did that make sense? Don't worry about reading the text. It's okay. uh, it's okay. Don't worry about reading the text. It's fine. If you don't, if you're not able to read it, maybe you're on phone or something. It's completely fine. Yeah. Don't worry about being able to. If there is anything specific to see, I will bring it up. I will talk about it anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so as I was saying, it's so. Can you do 1+1 offer with cars? Will anyone purchase more because there is a 1+1 offer for cars? Nobody will do it, right? Usually they buy car and they just want discount on it, correct? So similarly, if you just think it's here also this is sales, this is also numbers, this is also numbers, people, that you come to some stupid conclusions, and that is one of the biggest risk when you are working with too much data and not realizing what is the meaning of the data. What does that one mean there, and what does the 10 mean there? Did that make sense? So every company that deals with a lot of customers, right, has this exact same issue, which is trying to understand the customer behavior and to understand the preferences, purchasing patterns, etc., etc. See, ultimately, if you know what the customer wants, we can If you know what the customer wants, you can do better business, right? Correct? Did that make sense? So that is why this market basket analysis, etc., these kind of things are really, really useful. Yeah. And then again, of course, a lot of companies, especially Amazon, Walmart, every company essentially is a retail company in some sense, right? There are a lot of retail companies, so a lot of opportunities here as well. Walmart actually is a big recruiter in India. Yeah. So as you can see, Walmart Labs is a very big company. That hires in India, and Amazon, of course, is in India, and it hires a lot. As you can see, it's a very, very useful thing, and it's done constantly. So we discussed, right, in Amazon also we see products purchased together, frequently purchased together, etc. So many times, so you might think that no, I never bought it, but even if 1% people buy it, there are 10 million customers visiting your website on any given day. That is 1% means it's 100,000 sales, right? That is, because Amazon, Walmart, etc. deal with huge numbers, even 1%, 2% change, right, will lead to a lot of increased sales. Did that make sense? So do you see what is the what is happening here in case of Amazon, Walmart? So let us say only 0.1% people purchased extra because of this. Even then, you have millions of people, and then it will it will lead to millions of millions of dollars of extra sales and extra revenue. So that is why this is really important. Yeah. Anyway, uh, so let us see how Amazon does it. Okay. So what do you see on Amazon? So you will see frequently bought together, and customers who bought this also bought sections. You will see. So you might think, okay, what is there? If there is a phone, there will be a phone case. That seems like a simple thing, right? But think about it. How many products are there on Amazon? There are billions of products, right? Billions of listings. If human beings have to sit and do for every single thing, it is not possible, right? So what do you need? You need algorithms that will automatically do it and automatically deploy them, correct? So the reason I'm stressing so much on this is, if you understand why, right, the next section of how we are doing it becomes very, very easy. Yeah. So market basket analysis is based on purchase patterns. Amazon also has this visually similar products. Sometimes when you're searching for something, you'll also get visually similar products, etc., etc. So they try to do a lot of things to kind of sell you more. And see, probably you would never would have found that cute case or whatever, and you bought it and you're happy, right? So that is exactly kind of the point with all these market basket analysis based approaches. Yeah. Any questions so far? So general career driven career questions, right, as to how will you navigate, etc., we will address towards the end of the session. But focus on trying to see if you're able to if you're liking what you're listening. Yeah. Are you excited that you can give a you can build a model for Amazon, and then because of that you are able to increase sales of Amazon so much? Yeah. And imagine, increase sales for Amazon, what will they do? They'll give you more salary, correct? So the thing is, but it should not be like, okay, now I have to code. It should not be like, okay, I have to learn some mathematics, etc. It's a very, very fun job. So everything you do, right, immediately has an impact, and you can see that impact, and more results coming in. Yeah. So that is yeah. That is what generally generally happens. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, let us see what Walmart does. So Amazon, right? It's all online, so they do it. Obviously, they can show on the website, etc., etc. But what about Walmart, which is a physical place, right, where they are kind of you can't have like a lot of products on a single screen. You have, what do you have? You have shelves, correct? So what is an interesting thing to do? So whatever is being purchased, if they are placed next to each other, right? So they see other customers also purchasing things together, and new customers will start realizing that these two will go together better. Did that make sense? Did that make sense? So Walmart, what do they do? They try to place the products close to each other so that the customers can take both at a time. Correct? Did that make sense? By the way, have you ever shopped? Okay, maybe not Walmart, but DMart, etc. Right? Where is rice and all these basic commodities placed? Rice, oil, salt, etc. Yeah. Uh, yes, exactly. So I know what happens is I know what happens is they put it in the end. So why do they put it in the end? Because when you're walking through the shelves, right, what will happen? You'll see this chocolate, that lace packet, kurkure packet, or all these sorts of products. Everybody has to purchase everybody tries to purchase these basic things like rice, etc., yeah. but uh, but the thing is, nobody goes into buy chocolate, right? Very few people definitely say, I am going to buy chocolate today. But when they walk through the aisle, they see and then they purchase. Yeah. The point is how you place these products really matter, so that assortment design, as they say, is really important. How the products are placed, where are they placed, that changes the user behavior a lot. So usually what they do is they try, how many times have you purchased something that is there right at the counter, billing counter, while waiting in the line? Have you ever noticed it? You are standing at the billing counter, you know, right, there are a lot of things put, and how many times have you purchased things? Yeah, uh, like we do it often, right? Yeah, we do it often. So that way, retail people have to do a lot to kind of drive customer behavior, consumer behavior, and then this is one of the way they do it. So they try to see what things are being purchased together. Can they place them together so that more customers are able to see that they will go together and they will purchase it? Yeah. So this way, it's all about understanding customer behavior, and you have to understand the customer behavior not by looking at people in one store, etc., but rather you use data to get everything, from all the stores in one place. By the way, maybe it's a nice introduction to machine learning. Of course, you'll have, if you join the course, there'll be a much more deeper discussion about machine learning. uh, there'll be discussion about machine learning. But think about it. If you go to one shop and then you try to observe some behavior and then you come to conclusion about every shop, is that correct? So let us say one customer is eating curd with bread. So does that make any sense? You see that one customer is eating bread with curd, so that's a good idea. We should sell bread and curd together. Is that making any sense? Not really, right? Who like most people don't eat curd and bread together, correct? So the thing is, instead of looking at one shop or one particular scenario, it is better if you look at all the stores and then come to conclusion, correct? So that is the basic idea behind data science, where where instead of looking at one shop and whatever you can see, you can get data from all the shops and you can draw conclusions about all the shops in a single place. Correct? So in fact, you've heard the term machine learning, right? So let us talk about human learning first, and then we'll try to understand machine learning. So have you ever seen? How many of you play cricket? I'm guessing cricket or badminton. You guys play cricket or badminton, right? How are you able to exactly connect whatever is coming at you exactly? How are you able to hit that, let's say cork, or let's say ball, etc.? How are you able to do it? Experience and practice, right? Yeah, it is experience and practice if you think about it. Did that make sense? So yeah, the ball is coming a certain way. It will be in this particular place. Is how you kind of make that decision. Yes. So what is practice or experience or observations, etc., etc.? So what is this practice experience? It is nothing but data, right? Under different scenarios, what happened to the ball, that you are essentially remembering, correct? And you're trying to find patterns in it, and then you're able to make the prediction. Did that make sense? So historically, what has happened? You're collecting the data in your mind, and then you're trying to learn from it, and then you're trying to play. Correct? Now imagine experience and practice is nothing but data, right? So what if you give the data to a machine, to a computer, and make it learn from the data directly? That is a good idea, right? Yeah. So that is, instead of human beings getting all this data and then learning from it, you can make the machine learn from the same data the way human beings learn. Did that make sense? So that is machine learning. Did that make sense? So this way, what is machine learning essentially? The way human beings are learning, we are making the machines learn. Human beings learn through data, so we make machines also learn through data. So this way, what happens? You're able to, do some more complex things, and kind of create intelligence into machines. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, that's kind of the point. So human being has lesser capacity to look at everything, right? Let us say how much can a human being practice cricket? Very limited. But a machine can practice cricket infinitely, right? So that means they will get better than human beings, because they can look at all the data much more effectively than human beings. So you look at self-driving cars. Have you heard of ADAS, advanced driver assistance systems, etc., in cars? So that is, one human being, how much will they get practice to drive? But if a machine, we can collect data from all the cars and learn from all the cars in single shot, right? Tesla does that. Even most cars these days have it. Even Indian cars have it. Yeah. Yeah. So that is kind of what that is what generally happens. Yeah. Anyway, so that is kind of how machine learning works in general. Uh, Again, this is not a machine learning session. This is market basket analysis and how typical project looks like. So let us continue. But can you do you guys relate to how this is working? How it is kind of coming together, where we are collecting data, and because human beings have limited attention, limited capacity, but machines have a lot of capacity, right? So they can take more data and get better and better. Yeah. So that is the basic idea, and even here, that is what we are doing. Instead of looking at okay, I know that people buy bread and butter together from my experience. You're saying, you're giving you're making the machine to figure out which things are selling together better. Yeah. So those algorithms, how do they do it? Yeah. So yeah, so that is basically what happens. So for example, you can look at this example. uh, Again, this is more of a US example than an Indian example. So what do people eat every day in morning in let's say US, Canada, or UK, etc., Australia, etc., etc., in all the European countries, etc.? So they eat breakfast, correct? So what do they eat as part of breakfast? Yeah. What do they eat as part of breakfast? They eat milk and cereal, correct? Cornflakes is what they eat, correct? So Kellogg's is based out of US, and they kind of popularized this breakfast, which is instant breakfast, correct? So what happens is, usually people, whenever they are buying cereal, that they also buy milk, correct? Did that make sense? And similarly, they will buy bread as also part of the breakfast, correct? So what happens is, you will see different people based on their need buying different things together. Did that make sense? Now the thing is, what is a odd behavior? What is a common behavior? Is that making sense? That is, I told you, right? Maybe some person purchased bread and curd together, but that is only one person. Yeah. So what do you need to do? You need a way to generally generally create some association rules that will generally work, correct? It should not be like, okay, one person purchased bread and curd together, so we should sell everyone bread and curd together. That's a bad rule, right? So what do you need? How will you really think about it? First of all, yeah, so somebody talked about customer segmentation, etc. We will talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so somebody is talking about you are able to think about it, right? So conclusion: if you have more amount of data, you will perform better. That's kind of how it works. So yeah. So basically, if you think about it, how do you create these rules? What is something that is really important when you think about it? lot of people should have purchased it, correct? Did that make sense? So a lot of people should have purchased this, together. That is, more examples of being bread and butter are more frequently bought together than bread and curd, correct? Did that make sense? And similarly, let us say Surf Excel and Comfort. They are also, Surf Excel and Comfort, they are purchased together, right? Have you seen it? Usually when you go to buy Surf Excel, etc., usually Dettol or, Comfort, etc., are present right next to them, correct? So the point is, whenever you are trying to create these sort of rules, again, these are all algorithms that we try, that we build. We will look at the code, etc., in just a bit. But think about, see, machine learning is nothing but, however, how you would do something, how you would create association rules. You write the code and you tell the machine to do the exact same thing. So programming is nothing but telling the computers, what to do, how to do it, etc., etc. Okay. So that is what we're trying to do. So just try to understand what a support is, number of times these things are purchased together. Okay. Did that make sense? And then one more interesting idea is lift. That is, so you have to understand that, things are selling together. So if you take something like bread and butter, right, they would have purchased anyway, correct? Did that make sense? Of bread and butter, let us say they would have purchased anyway. What is really beneficial to you? What is really beneficial to you? What is actually beneficial is, instead of purchasing bread and butter anyway, can you put Nutella near it, so that people will start buying bread and Nutella instead of bread and butter, correct? Is that making sense? Yeah. So the point is, presence of another product next to it should increase the sales. So that is what we call as lift. So what is lift? Lift is, the people would buy Nutella, people would buy bread, people will buy butter. But because they're together, is their sales increasing? Is that making sense? So that is the idea behind lift. Did everyone understand what is lift? So it is, see, people will buy stuff anyway, right? So let us say you are everyday buy, you're anyway ordering food from Amazon. Now, if they give you a discount, it is wasted money, right? That is, you would have purchased even without discount. So what is important? You should get new sales whenever you're doing these sort of things, correct? So that is why lift becomes a very important idea, where normally, let us say if you take a typical store, right, 100 jars of Nutella sells in a store every week. Okay. But by after placing it next to bread, what has happened is, people are purchasing 150 jars a week on average, because they see bread and Nutella together and they want to eat it. Correct? Is that making sense? So that way, instead of 100 Nutella jars, 150 are selling. Now the thing is, if you put them together, also only 100 jars are selling. Then what is the point? People who would anyway buy a Nutella only bought it, right? New customers have not purchased it. Did that make sense? So that lift is really important idea, in the sense, it is not the regular sales, but extra sales you should get because of what you are doing. Is it clear? Interesting, right? Have you ever noticed it? You didn't realize that let us say you take cell phone case, right? Most people, yes. So somebody asked a very interesting question. Wouldn't it affect butter sale? Will butter sale not come down? See, this is where we were talking about upselling, right? Where butter, if you take butter has, let us say, 2% profit, whereas Nutella has 10% profit. So instead of selling a product that has 2% profit, you are selling a product that has 10% profit. Correct? Is that making sense? So somebody asked, you are saying you put Nutella, but butter sale will come down and Nutella sale will increase. Correct? But that's a good thing, right? Because Nutella has more profit margin. Is that making sense? Yeah. In fact, this is a very interesting question. I know in the early days of internet, right? In old internet, in e-commerce websites, what used to happen is they built a recommendation engine. Okay. So they built a recommendation engine which will recommend products. So if you are seeing one product, similar products, it will show below, right? It used to happen. But they've built the algorithm in such a way that it will increase sales. But it was increasing sales, but their profit came down. can you guess why the profit came down even though sales are increasing because of recommendation? Because can you guess? Think about it. Yeah. So because the automatic recommendation engine, right, was recommending cheaper products. So for example, people were looking at buying, yeah. So people were thinking about buying some big umbrella. It is showing a smaller, cheaper, low quality umbrella. Now the thing is, you see it is $10 and you see this is $5. People will go for $5, right? Automatically, it's umbrella. They don't think about quality, etc., etc. Correct? So what happened? Even the number of people who are clicking has increased and purchasing has increased, the profit margin did not increase. They ended up losing money because people are buying cheaper products rather than quality products. Is that making sense? So do you see how it is not just building an algorithm so that it increases? You have to be very, very careful about the metrics you choose. Yeah, made sense? Any questions? Yes. So the thing is, profit has to increase. See, purchase people. So exactly right. So for example, people are buying Nutella and bread now because you are you, let us say you put butter next to it. So what will happen instead of purchasing Nutella? Instead of purchasing Nutella, if they purchase butter, you will make less profit, right? Did that make sense? So that is why you should be very careful whenever you're creating these algorithms to not let to have the right metric. So lift becomes a very important metric. So what is lift? Increased sale that comes in because two products are together. Okay, it should be increased sale. It should not be like total sale. So 100 jars of Nutella before, 100 jars of Nutella later, it is waste. Okay, if it is 100 jars of Nutella before but 150 jars of Nutella later, that is a good thing. Yes, extra sales are important, and that is where we measure lift. Yeah. Cool. And similarly, if more customers, everyone who purchases bread also purchases butter, then the confidence will be higher. That is, what percentage of people who purchase this also purchase this? So three things, right? More number of people have to purchase, higher percentage of people should purchase it together, and then can it drive the increase in sales? So these three things become important whenever you're doing the this market basket analysis. Any questions so far? Is it clear? It's interesting, no? So can you guys think of anything how you can do this same analytics in any other place? Can you think of some more applications? Yeah. Anyway, now let us think about how can we really represent it. That is, how can we mathematically do it little by little? Yes. So how can you mathematically do it? Okay. So, how many of you have heard of this word probability? Have you guys heard of the word probability? Yeah, you've heard of probability, right? What is probability? Something will happen or not happen, correct? So, if I purchased, yes, yes. So, it is mathematics, yes. But it's interesting part of mathematics, yes, yes. So, yeah. So, what is the chance of something happening, correct? So, for example, so if you think about it, what do you have to find out? What do you have to calculate? So a customer purchased bread. What is the probability that they also purchase, butter? Correct. So this is what we call as conditional probability. Did that make sense? So what is conditional probability? One thing has already happened. What is the probability of a second thing happening? Okay. So that is called as conditional probability. Now, can you see how you can use conditional probability to calculate this? So now you know, so in the previous slide, right, we've discussed what is the target. That is, how will you decide, what is a good rule, what is a bad rule? How do you measure the quality of the association using conditional probability? Yeah, of course, if you join the course, there'll be a more deeper discussion on conditional probability, probability distributions, etc., confidence intervals, hypothesis testing. There's some really see whatever we are doing with our experience knowledge without realizing, right? Mathematics just does it explicitly. Okay. So if you think about it, if if you have if you have some chocolate, somebody gives you more chocolates, what will happen to the number of chocolates you have? They will increase, correct? That's a common thing, right? Yeah. So yeah, what do I mean by that? So let's say you have some chocolates. Let's say you can't count. You know that you have one fist of chocolates, and somebody gives you some more. Then what will happen? You'll have more than a fist of chocolate, correct? So that is, that two things, if you combine, it will increase. Yes. Now, how exactly they will increase? If you can measure, that becomes addition, correct? I have 10 chocolates. Somebody gave me 5 chocolates. Now I have 15 chocolates. So already know inside that it will increase, and this is the effect. By using mathematics, what has happened? You have exactly increased you know exactly how much it increased. Okay. Now you know that somebody. So by measuring what is happening, by measuring what is happening, you're able to do it more precisely, right? And that is what mathematics is about. So you have your common sense already. So your common sense will tell you that this is what will happen. If you put more expensive product, it will increase. But can you quantify it? Can you measure it? Yeah. Yeah. Did that make sense? So that is exactly what happens, and that is probability. Yes. Yeah. Interesting, right? So maybe in schools, etc., they'll be like, this is probability, this is permutations, combination, you have to mark up, etc. But think about it. This is literally practical application where millions of dollars are made because of this probability, right? Yeah. Rather than one bowl and with balls, red color ball, blue color ball, etc., etc. Here you have a lot of money. A lot of money is involved because of this probability and real world application. Now, can you really appreciate the probability that that you have probably learned a little earlier? Even if you didn't learn it, don't worry about it. It's very easy to learn. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, and in fact, probability. Uh, uh, Actually, you guys should Google who is Jim Simmons. Okay, JIMSIMMONS. He does only probability and statistics, and he made a lot of money on stock market. He's like very old guy, 70 years, 80 years old guy. But yeah, so he uses mathematics to do trading in share market, etc. But the point I'm trying to make is the mathematics you think is kind I know a lot of people unfortunately don't get good teachers, so you don't realize how interesting and useful mathematics is. But it has a lot of impact, and it's very profitable if you have more mathematics knowledge. Anyway, hopefully it made sense, so you can see how probability can be used to this. Okay. Yeah. Any questions so far? Okay, I'm assuming no questions. So there are two questions waiting. I know I'm yet to answer them, but uh, so about the course, etc. There will be a discussion towards the end. Uh, right now, just focus on this market basket analysis, and how this analysis happens, etc., etc. Okay. So now the thing is, market basket analysis. You have to understand it is always in context of job and an interview. Correct. So usually what happens is, if you have some questions that you can prepare for them. Okay, okay. So has it ever happened to you? You think you understood something, but when somebody asks questions, you don't remember. Correct? So let us say you go to some movie. Okay, you watched the movie. You think you remember the story, but they ask some question. Suddenly you remember that. Suddenly you realize that you don't remember what happened. Correct? Did that ever happen to you? So unless until you have some questions, etc., right, you won't be able to really understand what has actually happened. Correct? Yeah. Did that make sense? So what happens is, so that is why this interview-based preparation is really important. Okay, so you understood market basket analysis. You know that it is products frequently bought together. You can use in physical stores versus online store. I know how you can measure this performance, etc., etc. How you can measure the performance, etc., etc. But the real interesting thing is all about. Can you recall it in an interview? Can you answer in an interview? You see, has it ever happened to you immediately after coming out of interview or exam, you remember the question, you remember the answer to some questions? Has it ever happened to you? Yeah. It happens, right? It happens a lot, right? So that is because when we are preparing, we should prepare properly. So that is why whenever you are learning, right, it is important to always, have questions in mind. Always answer questions. Try this question and answer format so that you remember it better, whatever you have learned. So we call it review questions. So even as part of course, you have it, and even here you can see some interview questions. So for example, can you recall what is market basket analysis and why is it important in data science? So what is market basket analysis? Are you able to recollect? It is you know what is market basket analysis, but unable to kind of clearly state it, right? So you know the answer. You know what is market basket analysis, but you have to tell it out, correct? So for that you need a little bit of practice. Yes. So that practice is the real key here. Whenever you are, learning anything, where you have to do the assignments, you have to do the practice questions, etc., so that they will stay well in your mind. Because think about it, when you go into an interview, right? It's a high stress situation. In that stress, we generally tend to forget things. But if you practice a lot and go, what happens? You will easily be able to answer the questions, and that is why the interview-oriented practice, etc., is important. Okay. So what is market basket analysis? We have discussed association rules, support confidence lift. How many of you remember what is lift? We discussed so much about it, right? So what is lift? Are you able to recollect what is lift? So 100 units will sell anyway. 150 units are being sold because you put two products together in the shelf, or showing them together. Correct. So that is shell. That is lift. And similarly, what is support? Number of people who are purchasing it together. Correct. Yeah. Yes. And then similarly, what is confidence? What percentage of people are purchasing it together? Yeah. Yes. Similarly, a priori algorithm. Yeah. So basically, a priori algorithm is the same thing which we discussed earlier, where you try to find out, what are together frequent items which have high support and high confidence and high lift. So you just write the algorithm. We will do a code run through. You will appreciate it a little better when we do that. Yeah. Similarly, if you have, so how many, so basically what happens, we will look at some, actual data set, then you will appreciate it better. But basically what happens is, how much data will be there, how many bills will be there to do market basket analysis. There will be lakhs of bills, right? Let us say you're working for Amazon, lakhs of customers are purchasing every day. So there are so many bills. Can you manually go through all the bills? You can't manually go through all the bills. Can you put it in Excel sheet? You can't put it in Excel sheet. So what do you need? You need big data technologies to handle so much amount of data. SQL, RDBMS, NoSQL, etc., etc. You have large databases which will handle a lot of data for you. Correct? Did that make sense? How many of you have heard this term big data, Hadoop, etc.? Databricks, have you heard of Databricks? Yeah. So anyway, don't worry about it. If you join the course, you will get to learn it, etc., etc. But the point is, whenever there is so this concept is very similar, correct? So that is, you have to calculate, what is the support, what is the confidence, what is the lift, but you have to calculate for thousands of products, millions of products. How will it scale? You need large data processing capacity. So how does that happen? That happens through Hadoop. Yeah. Databricks, etc., etc. Again, there is some interesting nuance behind databases, etc., etc. You will learn about databases, etc., as part of part of the course. Yeah, as a data scientist. Yeah. Yeah. And so usually in interview, what they ask is, can you generally, when they're interviewing experienced people, right, they ask this question: have you actually applied it in your job? Okay, that's a common question that gets asked. Usually your mock project, etc., that you do, right, you say that I have done this on this particular data set, this is the results that I have noticed. Okay, so that is how you kind of answer that question. But the thing is, this gives you an idea that what is a typical question that is asked in the interview. Okay. Yeah. So similarly, yeah. So far I've been praising market basket analysis so much, right? Can you think of any downsides? What is the problem with market basket analysis? So somebody spoke about Nutella versus butter, right? Butter sales came down, correct? Yes. And sometimes what happens is, because you are putting Nutella and not butter, what will happen? Some people who always buy bread and butter together, they'll see that butter is not available and they'll not even buy bread also. Correct? Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense, right? That's a huge risk, right? Correct, correct. Yes, yes. So these kind of problems might be there, and you have to constantly look out for it. Correct? Yes, yes. See, exactly, right? So these sort of things, when you're working as a business analyst, data scientist, etc., you will start realizing, these things a lot. Okay. Yeah. Now, okay. Now the thing is, whenever you are doing this product bundling, etc., you'll do it for everyone. So anybody searches, they will get the same answer. Now, can we do it for every single person? Can we, sell together for a specific person? So how can we personalize it? No, this is a more advanced concept, advanced idea. But can you think of how, for a specific person, for each person who is visiting the website, can they see different combinations? Yeah. So for example, maybe somebody, if you show them black case, they will always purchase. But let us say somebody will always purchase if you have a superhero themed phone case. Is that making sense? It is obvious that if you sell phone with a phone case, it will sell more. Yes. Is that makes sense, right? But if it is just a black case, we'll say okay, I'll buy on the platform. But if they show you some colors, a colorful one, or superhero, Marvel, Iron Man, etc., then what will happen? They will buy more. I might like, I know, a superhero more, but some other person might like, let's say old people like plain ones more. Let us say some, maybe girls, right? Girls actually like, their own style of things. Or let's say teenagers like certain kind of things. College going people, yes. Old people, 60 plus people like something else. So what you know that you can bundle a phone case, but which phone case depends on the profile of the person, correct? So this customization can also happen because it is code you can write, correct? So you can see what the customers are purchasing together, what kind of person what is the similar combination that works for somebody who's similar like this. So there are some algorithms that do it automatically. You don't have to worry about it. But yeah, yeah. Uh, any questions? So how personalized marketing you can kind of induce by combining these two, right? So this way, what is there on textbook is one thing, but when you are actually on the job, right, what tends to happen is everything won't come out of the textbook only. So you have to be creative. You have to combine these things. You have to think of how these two can go together, and what can happen if you do this along with this, etc., etc. Yeah. Is that making sense? So this creativity, right, becomes a very, very important thing whenever you are, trying to do a data scientist job. So that means every day it's an interesting job. It's not that boring job where every day it's the same work. You go, you do the same thing again and again. Every day you get something new, something interesting. Of course, I know there are some risks with that, but it's if you start enjoying it, right, you will really like the job. Anyway, yeah. So what are the common strategies for implementing and monitoring the results? So how do you monitor the results? You should look at have you ever thought about it? I know I give some recommendation. Let us take this example, right? We have bread, butter, and Nutella. Now how will you measure the sales have increased or not? You will compare with the history, correct? Did that make sense? You will compare it with history. Yeah. So historically 100 jars sold, now it is selling 150 jars, correct? That seems to make sense. Yes. Yes, right? Yeah, so past versus current. Now there is a problem with past versus current, right? Let us say schools have just opened. So there were summer holidays and now schools opened. What will happen? So during summer holidays, kids are at home. They want to do something. You try to keep them entertained. So you buy Nutella. But in other times, I know it won't be the same, right? So what they do is they take similar stores and they compare sales across similar stores. And in one place they do bread and Nutella, in another place they do bread and butter. They will see how one store compared to other store. So not just comparing past sales versus current sales, you can also compare one store versus another store which is very similar. So how do you find the similar stores, etc., etc.? It's a very interesting algorithms that are there, but you get the point, right? So whenever you are trying to monitor, you have what this is. There's a term for it called A/B testing. That is, you have two options. You want to test them both. You take two similar locations which have similar average sales, etc., etc., and then you do one thing in one place, another thing in another place, and you try to compare what is the difference, what sales increase, decrease, etc., etc. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah. Any questions? By the way, so far, how does it feel? It's an interesting job, right? How many of you feel, it's not interesting, or you find, this is a little too much, etc., etc.? Yeah. So the thing is, it is important that you like what you do, but because only then you will be able to work more. And if it feels like you are just doing, something so that you get some salary, your career won't progress. If you are excited about your job, your career will grow very quickly. Okay, because you are interested in doing more work, and you it won't even feel like work, right? It's fun. So think about it. Let us say you're working for Walmart, etc., etc. Walmart, imagine you get this job. So you will be always thinking about what can I do? What can I do this? Diwali is here. Ganesh Chaturthi is here. Can I do something for Ganesh Chaturthi? Can I do something for Diwali? Can I do something for Dasara? Yeah, you will be always thinking about what the things here that you can do to make, and then of course you do more work, you're creating more impact, you get promoted, all that. But the point is, if you like your job and you think your job is interesting, you will be able to grow very fast, and that's a very, very important thing. Yeah. Anyway, by the way, somebody asked a question. What is DSA and is it required for data science? Yeah. So DSA stands for data structures and algorithms. Okay. So it is a computer science course which people learn in, I think, second year BTech of computer science. Okay. First year BTech, second year BTech, they learn data structures and algorithms. It's not a very hard concept. It depends on the company. So for example, Google requires DSA, data structures and algorithms, but some companies don't need DSA for a data scientist role. Okay. Application in data science. So data science involves a lot of integration with larger systems. So for example, just yesterday I was working on something, and we had to deploy it in a website. So I built some model, and then I had to deploy it in website. Now the thing is, the loading time of the website was too much. Okay. So why is the loading time of website too much? Because I was using an inefficient data structure to fetch the data. So what did I do? So instead of using a list, I used something called as a set in order to search, and the search speed increased. So set versus list, what is the difference, etc. So you will read about hash table, etc., etc. The point I'm trying to make is, whenever you are a data scientist, right, more knowledge definitely helps. Is it required? Every company does not require it, but if you learn it, it's a easy concept. Second year BTech people only you learn. Okay, it's not some advanced concept. If you learn it, in job you'll be able to do something that will really, really, help you, help you. Yeah. So that is why, don't be afraid of learning some concepts. Everything is easy to learn only. You just didn't whenever you're learning for the first time, it's very hard, right? Remember, as a kid we used to cry about multiplication tables, right? I don't know about you, but I had a hard time, with multiplication tables. Okay, I could not remember multiplication tables. But then now it's like, it's not that difficult, right? It's obvious. Once you learn it, it becomes obvious. Yeah. So nothing is too hard. It feels like that sometimes, but you can learn it anyway. Yeah. Any questions? Any other questions? Now is a good time to ask questions. So we will. I can take some questions. Okay. Okay. Uh, Yeah, yeah. So somebody asked, does a data scientist or web developer enjoy life because they don't have particular holidays? Okay. See, it depends on this. It depends on the company you're working for. So if if you learn well and you clear good companies, right, they will have good culture, and then they will, you will have leaves and stuff. Okay. So the thing is, see, world will not collapse if you take a leave. Okay. So it depends on the company culture, and most good companies don't have any restrictions on employees at all. Yeah, you will have all the holidays, and like you have work from home as a software developer or a data scientist. That is like a amazing benefit, right? Amazing benefit of uh, uh, you know yeah, it's an amazing benefit of software job, right? Even during COVID, etc., we could work from home, we still had job and all that, right? So I think software jobs are very, very good. But of course, if you can work from home, can you ever be not working? So you will get some messages on phone, etc. You should make that practice in mind, that I will not answer work questions on Saturdays and Sundays and all that. So that depends on your own requirement, own control about things. If you work more, you will get promoted more. But if everybody is working more, then nobody will get promoted, right? You have to outwork everyone in your colleagues. So that is where a little bit of problem is, but not something to worry too much about. Yeah. Yeah, so somebody asks how it's working with AI. So right now, after this generative AI, large language models, and this Chat GPT, etc., right? Lot of interest in AI. Lot of companies are trying to incorporate AI into their products, try to benefit from AI, etc., etc. So there is a lot of demand. Of course, the demand means there is a lot of work. It is not necessarily hours of work. It's more like you have to keep track of a lot of things. It's not difficult, but it is sometimes time taking. But it is fun. It is very interesting to do. Yeah. So it's like you have Chat GPT. You have the generative AI model, and will the AI model give you the correct answer? We don't know. Yeah. Yeah. It's a very interesting job, and uh, you know yeah, so you can, yeah, you can always uh, uh, you know do it. Yeah. Anyway, any other questions? Yeah, so certificate and all, we'll have a discussion briefly about Alma Better, about Alma Better process, what the course is about, what is the fee structure and all that. I personally think it's a good thing, but you can hear, yeah. So the job guarantee program and the income sharing process, etc., is what they will talk about. But anyway, so there is a live demo I wanted to do. We still have some time. Let me show you a little bit of code, and then we can stop. Like it should not take more than 10 minutes, and we will get into the discussion of how Alma Beta works and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, actually, we have a quiz. Let us play a game. Let us play this game. Uh, yeah. Let us play this game. We will send, let us play this game and then we'll get back to code discussion. So just go to kahoot.it and use this pin. Okay. Just try it out. Try this pin, enter the game, and try answering the questions there. Yeah. So is everyone able to go to kahoot.it and enter the pin? It's a very small quiz. Yeah. So somebody's here. Yeah, anyone? Yes, yes. So, everyone join. Try to answer the questions. Okay, okay, okay. Uh, I should see 38 people here. Yeah, yeah. So just try answering the question. It won't take long. Like take till 12, 15 maybe. Then we'll discuss the answer and then we will proceed. Anyone done with the quiz? Uh, uh, no, you have to answer the question and then it will show you the next question. Nobody is able to do it. Yeah, yeah. Can anyone confirm? Yeah. Okay. So I just started it. Yeah. Okay. Is everyone answering? Yes. Yeah. So how many of you answered it already? Okay. 10 people answered. 11 people answered. 13. Yes. Okay. See, exactly. It is about product recommendations, right? Yes. Perfect. Yeah. So website traffic, we can also see that so somebody answered website traffic. But if you think about it, in websites also, it is useful for Walmart and DMart also, no, physical stores also. So it is not just website traffic, correct? Yeah. And then customer reviews. Not every time you have customer reviews, no. So it is enhancing product reviews, product recommendations. Cool, cool. We'll go to the next question. Okay. Yeah. So, see, data visualization is not something that is required for it, right? You can do some data visualization, but it is about what are customers actually buying together. That is customer behavior, right? That it is happening together, correct? So, it is about customer behavior. Yes? Okay. Perfect. Yes. Most people got it right. Yes. Now, let us go to the next one. Okay. See, retail means physical stores. Okay. That is what we mean. Yes. So if you remember, we were talking about how in DMart where is rice and oil etc. put. It is put at the end of the shop because so that you will walk through all the shelves and then you will buy something or the other. Yeah. So that is where market basket analysis. You purchase bread one place. Maybe if you put butter somewhere, they will walk to the butter. Something like that. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Next. Yes. So we discussed, right? So basically, if you do this, what will happen? You will understand the data better. You'll be able to give good recommendations, etc., etc. Yes. So that is the thing. Okay. Who's Shubham? Yeah. Congrats. Yeah. RP. Yeah. It's AKD. Yeah. Cool. Nice, no? Was it interesting? Was the quiz interesting? Was the quiz interesting? Yeah. Any questions? Question was the quiz was interesting, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, but so you do realize how you were thinking about it, and it made sense, right? So, so I basically don't worry too much about this part. So as you can see, we will talk a little bit about coding. Let me yeah, let me explain the problem that we're trying to solve. So we have a data set with with yeah we have a data set which has some 500,000 rows and then 7 columns, and these are the different columns. So there is a bill number and then item name and then quantity of that item and then date and then price, customer who purchased it, and then country. Did that make sense? So what are the different columns of data that are present? These are the columns that are present. Now what are we trying to do? We want to understand what the customers are doing and what is happening in the data, etc., etc. Correct? So that is, you want to understand the data set a little better and understand the user behavior inside it. So if you guys want to try, if you have a Kaggle account, you can try this. You can search market basket analysis exploring sales trend. Okay. Okay. So, or don't worry about it. Just try to look at what I'm doing. You can maybe do it, later after the session. Okay. Uh, yeah, you have the link. maybe I'll just paste it here just in case you need it. But I would say you just look at what we are discussing. It really helps. Okay. One second. What's the time? Okay, 12:20. But yeah, see, can you believe it? It's been more than 1 hour since we started. Like almost 1 hour 15 minutes. We are running out of time. Yeah. But anyway, let us discuss this. So what do we need to do? We need to understand customer behavior, and then we have to see what products are purchased together. Correct? So you will see, you can find out what products are purchased together using the algorithms in the code. I will show you, and then you will see, real world, master basket analysis is used a lot. So so if you think about it, two things are always purchased together. If one item is not there, what will happen to the other item? It will reduce, right? And there is also something very interesting. Usually people buy 1 dozen eggs and then one bread loaf. So based on number of bread loaves, how much eggs are required. So this way you have some interesting proxy variables, we call them. So these sort of things are there. Let us get back to the code and look at it. Maybe try to duplicate and try to run it. But yeah. So first thing, you can see that we have discussed bill number, etc. Right? So these are called libraries, which means they are pre-written code. Somebody else did the work for us. They it is available to us, and then you will read the raw data. Okay, you read the raw data. You can look at the data. So this is the bill number. So for on the same bill, these are all the different things that are purchased. These are the number of units that are purchased, and then this is the price, and then this is the country. Okay, you can see the data. Now the thing is, what happened is this price is stored with comma, correct? So this price is 2 comma 55. Now the thing is, it is stored as a string. So it's a data issue. You want to convert it to a number. So what do? You convert it into a number by replacing comma with a dot. Okay. In US they use in UK, right? They use comma instead of dot for decimals. So that's why you do it. So you did what we call as typecast. We converted the string to a float. Okay. Don't worry about it. When you join the course, you will see it. And similarly, you want to understand about the data frame in general. So what do you see? You will see that this is the data frame. These are the different columns, and then these are number of non-null rows. So you'll see that everywhere the row count is not the same. In some places there are nulls, and then what are the different data types that are available, etc. Yeah, and how much memory is required for this? If more memory is required, you have to go for higher, platforms, etc., etc. Okay. Now what do you do is you want to find out any nulls are there in the data. So nulls are not good, right? So what do? We try to find the nulls. So customer ID, there are a lot of nulls, and then item name, there are a lot of nulls. Okay, so that is what we found out. And then total price, right, is not given here. There is only quantity and price, for each item. So what do you need to do? You need to find the total price. How do you do it? You multiply quantity with price. Same thing, right? So exactly how you would do it. Yeah, and then you try to understand this data, where you look at something called highest, least, and then minimum, maximum, etc., etc., to understand the data set a little better. Don't worry too much about it, but the basic idea still remains, where you're trying to understand this data set. Okay. So what else do we need to do? We need to understand how many countries are there. We saw United Kingdom. How many countries are there? Okay. So we see that there are 30 unique countries. United Kingdom has 93% of the bills. Germany, it is some 1%. France, it is again 1%. So on. So it is a UK based company. Maybe it is Tesco. So Tesco is a UK based retail company that is very famous. Okay. Anyway, then what do we do? We don't care about country. Okay, that is, we don't care about country column. Everything is pretty much from UK, so there is no reason to really worry about it. Okay. Then what do? We want to ensure that each bill number is is correct. So here you see that there are no nulls, but bill number has to be an integer, right? It should be a continuous number. If it has ABCD in it, it does not make any sense. So what do? We we try to filter the data where the bill numbers are not exact numbers. So you'll see there is A here in the beginning of the bill, etc. Okay, and you will also see that whenever that is there, it is something called adjust bad debt. That is somebody took some money, took something and they didn't really justify it. Yeah, so somebody asked, Alma better give live intensive for different sector. Yes, so there are sector-based, industry knowledge is also included in the coursework, especially in the mock project. Yes. Okay. So what we understood is whenever there is A, etc., right? It is just bad debt. That is somebody took, there was accidental calculation, wrong numbers entered, etc., etc. So that is when this is, given. We don't care about it, right? We only care about we don't care about losses, profit, etc. Right now. We only care about did the customers purchase it or not. Yeah, and then similarly, it should not be adjusted at bad debt, and then bill number has to be an integer for us to work. So you will see that it is integer. Okay, and then you try to find the sum of price where item is missing. So whenever item is null, it is anyway zero. There is nothing there. So you just remove whenever the item name is null. So this is all null processing, etc., etc. So you see that this is just waste row. It unnecessarily got added by accident. So what do? Is you do you just delete that. Okay. Anyway, point is you can see that you can run the code. You will get so whenever there is negative quantity, it is the project is returned, correct? So if you sell 6x, you write +6. If the 6x are returned for whatever reason, you do -6. So anything less than 0, right? It is a return. Okay. Let us say they purchase some damaged product, they'll come back and return, right? So all these returns, etc., we don't care. So we just remove it. Okay. We just say we want only positive quantities because actual customer behavior is what we care about. There are some extra behavior that you notice that there are a lot of returns or there are a lot of damages, etc., etc. You found because of your because you're looking at data, but it still is interesting to know about the data. So this is what we were talking about in the beginning, right? Sometimes what happens is people just remove data, not think about it. But whenever whatever you are seeing, right? Let us say you see that the returns has removed so many rows. There are so much damages, etc. So that is something you have to look at, correct? Or let us say there were faulty entries, that A, right? Bad debt, etc., etc. So you see that there is excessive bad debt, too many returns. So you know that these are bad things happening. You are doing some other project, but as part of exploring the data set, you see that there is a lot of insight there. Okay. Yeah, and then I know you look at customers who didn't have customer ID. So you usually ask for phone number and you say I don't have phone number. They will not give, right? So some customers also do this. Now the thing is we have to think if customer ID is not there, should we consider these customers or not? Because we care about unique customer behavior, right? So we just look at these. Uh, yeah, so maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay if it is missing. You don't have to, worry about it. Okay. You don't have to worry about it. There is no specific problem. Those customers did not have the account in the particular store. Yeah. Anyway, I think it is 12:30. You guys go through this code by yourself, and when you join the course, you will anyway learn it. But yeah, so there are a lot of interesting applications, etc., etc. And you can see that there are some side benefits because of doing all this. So ultimately, learning this particular master basket analysis and data science in general, right? Basically, it helps you build a good resume. It helps you understand the data and the business really well, and it helps you get very creative. So with very less commands, we were doing different things, right? It's a creative person's work. Yeah. So that way, you will be able to have a lot of impact. Yeah. Vibha, are you on the call? So there'll be some introduction. Yeah, yeah. So can you go about Alma better?
Manjul, please take over the session.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lalit, for this insightful session. Again, after all these master classes, I get to learn about a lot of things that are, going around in this data industry, not only in one sector, but in multiple sectors as well. So thank you so much, Lalit, for your time. I will take this session ahead from here. You can just stop sharing the screen. I will do the same for all the learners out here. So good afternoon, all of you. My name is Manjul, and I do take care of the admissions as well as the learning part out here at Alma Better. I could see a lot of questions around admissions that were being asked during the session. So I will be the right person who will be answering them one by one. So you can just drop down your questions. But before that, it's important to understand about what Alma Better is, right? And why Alma Better is required for you, basically, to guide you towards these sectors who have multiple opportunities waiting for you in this data domain only, right? You need very, minimal number of skill sets if you want to get into these tech giants, like we talked about Amazon, right? And you need not to be a tech pro if you're looking forward to get that transition. And it also does not depend whether you're from a tech person, you're a non-tech person, you have done any kind of tech experience, or you have no experience at all. We do ensure that with proper curriculum, proper guidance from the instructors and the mentors who are already working in this domain, you're getting the switch that is required for you, right? So I'm sharing this screen. First of all, I'm just letting you guys know that why you should go ahead with Alma Better, and then we can proceed accordingly. So first thing is, I believe my screen is visible, Narendra, right? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Perfect.
You're
Perfect. So, first and foremost thing that occurs, and most of the people do ask is that, what is Alma Better? What is about to tell about Alma Better? So, look, we at Alma Better believe in a community learning platform. We believe that just like in this entire masterclass, I could see there were like multiple problem statements, right? And when there are problem statements, they do have like multiple solutions. Some of them are complex, some of them are much easier than the ones that we've ended up searching on, right? And you can only get to those solutions when you're sitting in groups, because I believe that each and every learner have their own way of understanding particular topics, right? So when you learn in groups, when you do projects in team, somehow you get to understand different perspective of the very same problem statement, different perspective of the very same skill set, that a particular learner has, how much he has learned, in what depth he has learned, and what you can learn from him. Because when you're sitting in an interview, it's not important that the solution what you're providing, because maybe 10 other people who are giving the very same interview might end up giving the very same solution. It's important to understand that how easy you're making that complex solution for the interviewer or for the organization, right? So it's important to study all these things in groups so that you learn from your peers. Because here at Alma Better, we have people who are currently graduating, who have already graduated, who are working professionals, both in the tech field as well as in the non-tech field. So they all come up with some sort of experience, and they help you understand different perspective of that particular topic or that particular solution, right? So we do ensure that all of you are studying in groups, all of you are doing your projects in teams, and you all are getting prepared for the jobs. Look, I can tell you one thing, all of you who are in this call, that this data domain holds a lot of opportunity for learners. It's just that we don't have that right kind of skill set, that we are deprived of those opportunities, right? But again, as I told you, with the right set of curriculum, right set of questions, good practice, important guidance session from the instructors and the mentors who are already working in this industry, you can make this path extremely easy for you, right? So now the question arises that, why we should go ahead with Alma Better, right? So what I believe is that first and foremost thing, that from wherever you are studying, you should have relevant curriculum that is being covered. I have seen that a lot of people, they do scroll down a lot of YouTube videos, right? But my question is that, do those videos have relevant curriculum with them? A lot of people end up learning those stuffs which are no more relevant in this industry, or have become very minimum in use. So it's important that you should have a relevant curriculum. And here at Alma Better, we ensure that whatever is being covered is extremely relevant in this industry. And those are the skill sets that are currently in demand. There's no need to study anything that has become outdated or is of no use to you, right? Second thing, we cover topics from basic to advanced, right? Whenever I talk to any of the learner who is not from a tech background, the first thing he says is that I'm not very confident about my coding. That is why I'm hesitant to go ahead in this particular sector. No need to worry. We will be covering that stuff here only, right? You will be taught about, let us assume that if we are teaching you about Python, we will tell you what Python is, why Python is required, why it is the most used language currently in this field, right? So we will ensure that you're learning the basics of that particular topic, and you are not only learning those basics, you're also learning it up to the advanced levels, so that even down the line after 10 years also, if there are certain things that are happening, you're pretty much aware about how these things are happening, because I have that understanding about that fundamental thing, right? So we do ensure that we are clearing all the fundamental topics and we're teaching it you to the advanced level. Then we have like live classes, just like today, Lalit took this class. In the very same way, our instructors who are from the working domain only, right? They're already working in this particular sector. They do come up and they do take these lectures. The lectures are of 2.5 hours and they occur 3 days in a week, right? So we have like 100 plus live classes, and all those live classes are also converted into recorded form, and you have the access of those recorded lectures as well. So even if you miss out any of the live class, you will have the recorded lecture. If you want to revise any of the topics, just like let us assume that you missed out today's class that is being taken by Lalit, no worries, you will have a recorded session as well. You can just go there on your dashboard, can watch this recorded lecture and can revise the concepts that is being told here. So in that particular way, not only you revise the topics well, but also you understand a lot of things that you might have missed in the live class. It happens, you can't be attentive for 2.5 hours. It's not possible. So your attention might dip at certain period of time, but while you're watching the recorded lectures, you can grab all those pointers which you missed in the live class. Again, just watching lectures or just, having a theoretical understanding will not work, because if you're learning about addition, it's important that you should practice hundreds of questions over it, so that you can realize that why we are actually learning about addition. I'm just giving you an example. Whenever we, study maths, I believe all of you must have studied, addition in your very basic year of education. We do ensure that we are practicing a lot over it, so that we do understand and realize that how to use addition, why I have actually learned that addition part, right? And after that, we have like multiple coding problems, along with that capstone projects. Capstone projects are important because you need to understand that if you're learning any particular topic, how it is being used in solving a problem statement of a real world, right? So we have like more than 20 plus capstone projects, and all of them are again industry relevant. We do ensure that you are doing these projects, so that if in any of the interviewer comes up so with any of the question, you have a good solution of that problem statement. Daily doubt resolution session is there, live doubt resolution you can say. And then we have like 1:1 mentorship session, because I always believe that a proper guidance from a particular person who is already working in this industry helps a lot. Again, after all these learning curve, we start preparing you for the interviews. We cover all your end-to-end topics, from the mock interviews to the resume building and every other thing, right? And then with 700 plus hiring partners that we have, we do ensure that you're getting yourself 100% job guarantee. So it's a very easy process. You start learning things from basic level, you learn it till advanced level, you practice a lot of questions, you do projects in real time, you resolve your doubts on a daily basis with the subject matter experts that we have out here. And then obviously with the help of mentorship session, and these interview preparations that we have here at Alma Better, it's a very simple path to get yourself a job in this particular field, right? So automatically this 100% job guarantee thing starts applicable from day one only, because we start preparing you in that particular way only. All right. So these are the learning activities that do take place here at Alma Better. I already discussed this with you. We have live lectures, we have projects and assignments, group discussions, very important part. Then we have one-on-one mentorship session. And again, the mentors are from the very same domain, like they're from the data domain. They're working in that real world. They know how things are going. So they give you that exposure that is required. We have multiple guest lectures, right, just to add more value to what you are currently learning. Community participation, I already told you that you will have people who are currently freshers in your batch. You will have people who are already working professionals. You will have people who are working professionals but not from the tech field, so they all will come up with a lot of experience. And if you form a good peer-to-peer network with them, you just never know that you might end up learning many more things other than the topics that you're learning, right? Then we have like capstone project for practice, and again competency challenges. Again, it is important to track how you are going, how you're doing in this entire 6 months of a program that we have here at Alma Better. Okay, this is again interesting. We have like 700 plus hiring partners with us, and it deals from product-based companies to service-based companies to a lot of startups, right? Look, Amazon is a huge e-commerce company. PwC is a huge consultancy company. JP Morgan is a huge company when it comes to the finance field, right? KPMG, again, a huge consultancy firm, right? Then we have Cognizant, again a huge IT service company that works here in our country, right? HDFC Bank is from finance banking. So there is one thing which is very common when it comes to data. It is being used in every sector, whether it's e-commerce, whether it is edtech, whether it is consultancy, whether it is pharmaceutical, whether it is e-commerce. Again, you can see even in the IT services, banking, finance, even Polygon that you're seeing here, it's like a crypto company, right? So it is being even used there as well. Data is everywhere, and companies are looking forward for people who are skilled enough to work on these data and help in solving the problems of the companies that they're currently facing, right? So they have like opportunities in all these domains, and we do ensure that we are not leaving out any of the domain. And that is why we have like 700 plus hiring partners, and we keep ensuring that we are tying up with more and more partners so that the transition that you're looking forward to becomes easier and easier. All right. Now, this is very interesting. This is a salary distribution of all those Alma Better graduates who were freshers, right? They don't have any, experience when it comes to IT field or any of the data field, right? So we do here promise that we will end up giving you a placement guarantee of 5 lakhs per annum or above that, right? So the bracket between 5 lakh to 7 lakh per annum, in that particular bracket, we have like 19% of the students, right? So 19% of the students do get themselves into 5 to 7 lakhs per annum. That is the minimum that we promise to you, that you will not get anything less than 5. Now, what is even more encouraging for us is there are 29% of the learners that are earning a salary package that is ranging in between 7 to 8 lakhs per annum, right? Again, so whatever we promised, more than that, people are learning in that category of 7 to 8. Even more exciting and encouraging for us is that 37% of the students, that means almost 1/3 of the students, they do get a package that is ranging in between 8 to 9 lakhs per annum, right? And 8 to 9 lakhs per annum, even if you're a fresher, you end up getting a minimum salary of like 75,000 per month, which is in itself a very huge deal, right? Now 37% of these population, they earn in between 8 to 9 lakhs per annum, but there are like 15% left, right? Because 85% of the students, they do end up earning in between 5 to 9 lakhs per annum. But what is even more exciting for us or encouraging for all of you is that there are 15% of the learners who end up learning more than 9 lakhs per annum, and there are like 3% learners who end up learning like more than 10 lakhs per annum, right? That means approximately 1 lakh rupees per month when they have graduated from Alma Better. This is something which is very huge, right? If you're a fresher and if you're earning like 1 lakh rupees per month approximately in any of the tech domain, you already have got a very good start here, right? And we do have students who are extremely dedicated, who are extremely determined. They just ensure that if you're taking out this 6 months, I'm only focusing on studies, no here and there, just completing all my projects, working on all my concepts, forming a good peer network, taking help of the instructors, mentors, subject matter experts. And that is how they grow here at Alma Better, right? So again, 3% of the students, they end up getting, even 10 lakhs per annum. So we do promise that you will not get anything less than 5, but we have also seen that people earn up to more than, 10 lakhs per annum or above that as well, right? Again, something that should encourage all of you, should motivate all of you, that, you can be part of those 3% as well, right? These are our instructors. Again, we don't believe in kind of a professor learning, right? We don't believe in those learners who teach you from books. We believe in learners, we believe in instructors who are already working in this particular industry, right? Whether it is from BCG, whether it is from Walmart, whether it is from Accenture, I want that all the instructors that are with me, they do have the exposure of how this data domain is working, right? And that is why we do ensure that we have instructors who are already working in this data domain. They keep you updated about whatever is happening, and they give you a very good exposure that how things are going on in this data industry, how Python is being used, how SQL is being used, how MS Excel is being used, what kind of projects are currently running, in their very own company or in the industry. It gives you an altogether different exposure, right? We have like Jyotirmay, who is, he's from Apple. Then we have people from Microsoft, and I already told you people from Accenture, and from different man companies also. A lot of instructors do come up and they give their lecture in time to this particular program. Success stories, you can just visit the website of Alma Beta once, and you will find out hundreds of success stories, right? Where people have got transition from one domain to another domain. Someone from one was from mechanical engineering, they got into this. Someone has done arts, got into this. Someone has done commerce, got into this. Someone was working in altogether different non-tech organization, and then they got that transition in this data domain. So there are like hundreds of success stories where students are getting the transition for which they applied at Alma Beta. Okay, so let me just give you a quick walkthrough of the dashboard. But before that, just let me see if we have any questions in the chat box. For which institute give the certification Alma Beta? Okay, Rupak, we will come to this particular answer, while I will be giving you a walkthrough of the dashboard only. So I will come to that particular answer. Okay, I am from an architecture background. So would I be able to get any workplace industry that also has some object where I will be able to use my knowledge? Obviously, yes, Abhilash. I already told you that every industry has data which it holds, right? So even if you're from an architecture background, I am pretty confident that you will end up getting certain companies, right, who do take considering these profiles for their particular company. So yes, there's no doubt, until unless you have all those skill sets, you might end up getting into this particular domain. All right, so just let me share my screen with you. So this is how the homepage of Alma Beta looks like. So we do deal in two courses basically. One is the data science program, and another one is full stack web development. Now recently, Alma Beta has collaborated with IIT Guwahati, right? And I believe all of you must have heard about what IIT Guwahati is. So we have backed with IIT Guwahati, and also we have backed up by Wolf University. It's a European university, right? So again, Alma Beta is just going global with every passing days, and then that all thanks to the learners who have shown a lot of interest and have taken Alma Beta ahead with all those participations and all those transitions that we got, right? So it's a 6 months of program that we offer here at Alma Beta, and we have ensured that this time around we're also including some of the AI tools like Chat GPT, Mid Journey, something like that. You must have heard about it, so that not only you understand about the fundamentals of the topics, but also you understand that how smartly it is being used in the market, right? There is no prior coding experience required, already being discussed with all of you, suitable for final years, graduates, as well as for early professionals, right? We have like 700 plus hiring partners already being discussed. We have instructors and mentors who are from leading tech companies. I already showed you people from Google, Microsoft, Netflix do come out here, and they do ensure that they're giving their important time to you. Again, on the very main page, we have like all the student reviews out here. that you can just go and have a quick watch. These are the topics that are being covered. We start from Python, we tell you about MS Excel, we tell you about SQL, we tell you about uh, Power BI, we tell you about Tableau, then we tell you about a bit of mathematics along with statistics, and then obviously machine learning is being introduced. So this is module 1. Now, this is what I was talking about. We have like 3 certifications now that we provide here. One is the Alma Better certification. That's a 6 months of program where you get like the placement guarantee of minimum 5 lakhs per annum, and you only have to pay the fees post the completion of this program. And then we have IIT Guwahati ka certification as well, right? Where you not only get the certification from Alma Better, but you also get a certification from IIT Guwahati, and then obviously we have a certification from Wolf University as well. So you can just go through the website and can scroll down all these uh, topics and all these courses that we have from different universities, right? So just let me show you a quick walkthrough of how it looks like when you sign in to Alma Better, or once you become the paid member out here. So this is how the homepage looks like. So I was part of cohort Paris, right? So today it's showing me my upcoming live class that will be happening on 11th of September. That is advanced charts. It's a part of data visualization tools, right? And if you go to this learn section and click on continue learning, you will find out that how much progress has been done. So all these Python classes has already been done. They have been fixed from the end of the learners, even Python control flow. So part 1 is done. So this is how you will see how many topics are being done and how many topics are still needs to be covered, right? There are a lot of mid-course quiz assessments that do take place here at Alma Better. And we do ensure that we are covering each and every topic that is currently relevant in this industry. From very first module, we start telling you about the AI part as well, right? And then we give you some of the research papers also on which you can work on. And again, there are like end course quiz assessments and coding assessments that do take place. Then you have a capstone project. There will be a problem statement that will be given to you, and you have to ensure that you're covering that particular project. Then we have like relational databases. Again, a lot of questions being done there. Then data visualization tools, applied statistics, and introduction to machine learning. So all these things are being part of this particular module, right? This is something which is very important. So you can go to the classroom part out here, just click on this. And once your class starts, this join class option will automatically get unlocked. You can click on this and you can directly enter into the classroom. If you go to the completed section, you will also find out some of the recordings. You can also give feedback about the class if you have any, right? And even if any of the classes have any of the important notes that you should be aware about, that is being given in this form, that is view handouts. You will just click on this and you will find out the notes from the particular topic if there are anything important that is being discussed. 31 page of notes that's been given here. So you can also save them and can revise from these notes. So you can watch the recording and you can also view the handouts as well. Now, again, I already told you about the practice questions that we have. So we have like coding problems, coding assessments, quiz assessments. If you click on any of this, let us assume that I'm clicking on this. This quiz consists of like 20 questions, and you have 30 minutes to solve this. So it's an ample amount of question that's been given to you to practice. Again, 20 questions that you have to do in 30 minutes. So you can just keep on practicing. Again, 20 questions that you have to do in 30 minutes. So these questions are for, your practice. Now, this is one unsupervised learning revision concept where they have like 70 questions that you have to prepare. So we do have questions ranging from 20 to 80 in a particular test as well. So there are like number of questions that you can practice and build your, confidence over that particular topic. Again, projects, we have like 20 projects, out of which 4 is mandatory for you, right? And these topics are already being covered, in this learn section. Once you cover those topics, you can come here, you can choose your projects, and all of them are like industry relevant projects, whatever is happening in this industry, whether it's the retail industry, whether it's the e-commerce, pharmaceutical, healthcare industry, you will find out multiple projects from there as well, right? So you can just, grab any of the projects and you can start working over it. If you click on any of the project, you will get the description of the project, you will get the data set for this, and again, how you can present that particular project. A sample video will be given to you. And then again, once you have all these things, you can start working on your projects and you can submit that project here as well. Okay. Ekdam bottom, if you'll go, you will find out the mentorship sessions as well. Let us assume that you are in the middle of this particular training that we give here, 6 months of boot camp that we have here. And if you want to get any of the academic counseling or project guidance from the mentors that we have out here, you just click on this, start booking the mentorship sessions. You will have like 3 slots. Do ensure that if you need a mentorship session, maybe today, book it a week prior, so that we can also check the availability of the mentor. The mentor will come up to you, will sit for you for like 30 to 45 minutes. 1:1 sessions will be happening, and you will be guided about whatever problem you're currently facing, whether it is from the project's perspective, academic counseling, resume guidance, job search counseling, interview guidance. So from day one only, you can start booking these sessions and can get yourself guided towards this particular program. So in this 6 months of program, you get like 5 mentorship sessions with you, right? Where a mentor will come up to you, will invest like 30 to 45 minutes over you, and it will be like 1:1 session, right? So no group session will be involved. All right. Now there is one very important thing that we have down at the bottom right. If you click on help, you will go to live support, right? So a lot of learners have this query that what if I'm watching any of the recorded lectures and I come up with any of the doubts? No worries. Just go to the live support dashboard that we have here, right? Click on that, and you will be shown a path through this particular pathway, right? And you will end up reaching out here, okay, where our subject matter experts are waiting for you to solve your doubts live. You can grab any of the tables out here, right? If you have problem in web dev, you can grab this table. If you have problem in data science, you can grab this table. If all these tables are filled, you can even take any of the table out here at waiting room. You can wait here, and once someone is available out here on these tables to solve your questions, you can directly reach out there, right? Just like few people are already here in, and they're solving their doubts. If you have any problem regarding the dashboard, projects, topics, you can directly get into here and get that live support as well, right? Monday to Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. these live support do take place. So your doubts will be resolved live here on these live dashboards, or you can say a doubt support session as well, right? Now there's one more very important thing that we have added, that is AI chat, right? So a lot of us don't have any basic understanding about programming that I was trying to explain to you. So what you can do is that here, what happens is that you can directly write a message. It's just like a chat GPT that works out here at Alma Beta. Let us assume that I'm writing a Python program. I'm not aware about how to write it, but I'm just giving this particular chat GPT model a prompt from my end that write a program, Python program for multiplying two numbers. I've just given the prompt. When I enter here, you can see that this will automatically give us a programming code, that how you can multiply two numbers. It is very cool to use, and it is something that will only excite you, to learn more and more, because even if you're not understanding or if you're doing anything wrong, you can just directly come up here, give the prompt, and the chat GPT will answer you. So this is how we teach you about the AI tools that are also continuously running in the market. Again, a very unique experience, I would say, that the learners do get here. You can see we have a code in front of us. Also, I don't have any prior understanding of coding, but I've got a code, and if I just use it and run it, you will definitely get the solution that you're looking forward to. All right. So this is the part of the AI chat that we have here at Alma Beta, right? So that was that for this particular student dashboard walkthrough that we have here, right? So now let us go towards some of the questions. If the learners have any, you can just drop those questions in the chat section, and I will be answering them one by one. Regarding the admission part, if you have any. Okay, Vishakha, have a question. I'm a housewife. I have 10 years career gap. Shall I get a job? Why not? The question is not that will you get a job. If the question is, will you be able to give 6 months to this particular program? So it doesn't matter if you have a gap year of 8 years or 10 years. If you have proper skill set, definitely industry have demand for you, right? And also with the IIT and the Woolf University certification that we have recently introduced, well, you just never know, even after, completing 6 months of program, from your very own self can get a job. You don't even require our help as well. So yes, you can end up getting the job as well. Vishakha, I saw a lot of questions that were being posted regarding admissions when Lalit was taking the session. I'm hoping that you guys will have questions regarding the admissions. You can ask me out here only. Have we all filled the feedback form? Is it being shared here, Narendra? Perfect.
Yes.
Requesting all of you to fill the feedback form that is being there in the chat section, right? And we do come up with these master classes every weekend, basically on Saturdays, right? So if you have people who have interest in data science or who wants to make the career in this data science, you can just let them, come here, share them the link. We try to ensure that we are trying to bring more and more such kind of master classes with us, right? So that you get the insights about how this data industry is working. So we have a question from Mudaram Yadav. After completion course, how many certificate will get? Look, if you're completing it from our end, you will get certificate from Alma Better. If you're looking forward for the IIT certificate, you will get a certificate from Alma Better as well as from IIT Guwahati as well. So you will get like the course completion certificate that is there only. And obviously, if you're completing any of the projects, you will get certifications for that as well. So the course fees is 29,999 for the normal Alma Better certification courses that we provide. But if you want to upgrade it to the IIT Guwahati, we do charge 60,000 rupees tuition fees for that. Shubham, I believe that I have helped you in your question. All right, I'm still expecting a lot of questions now, since all of you, yeah, I have been told that the fees is stupid. Okay, so Abhilash, what happens is that that fees you only have to pay once you get yourself a job placement of 5 lakhs per annum or above that. Then only you have to pay us 10,000 rupees for 24 months. So that is not something that you have to pay us initially. Initially, the fees is 30,000 rupees, right? Once you get yourself placed from our end, once you start getting the salary part as well, then only you have to pay us 10,000 for next 24 months. So that is how it accounts to 2.4 lakhs per 2.4 lakhs actually. 6 months, Sahil Singh. 6 months we will train you from basic to advanced. Well, obviously, by the time we will be ending this session, Narendra, from Team Alma Better only will be sharing a coupon code out here that will be valid for next 24 hours. We have our upcoming batch starting from this Tuesday only, right? And trust me, guys, we have included the AI thing as well. If you just watched this entire session, you would have realized that how we have even included Chat GPT on our dashboard as well. So if you're looking forward to learn data science, data analyst part, machine learning, AI, everything at one place, Alma Better is starting a very fresh batch, from this particular Tuesday. No, Rupak, we don't have weekend batches because obviously the instructors that we have here, they are working professionals and they do also deserve a week offs as well. So Saturday, Sunday, we don't take, any of the classes. Most of the classes are in weekdays only. The timings are 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. in the evening time. So most of the times you guys must have done all your, daily activities and you can join this classes live from your very own home comfort. Nothing much to worry, Abhilash. Even if your work timings are like 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. For the initial 15-20 minutes, you can watch it maybe while you're traveling. If your travel time is more, you can even watch the recorded lectures, right? And in those recorded lectures, if you come up with any of the doubts, you can solve it on the live, support system as well. Other than that, if you have, week offs or something like that in your working hours, you can also watch those live sessions as well. So it's not something, which is concerning. A lot of people have their job timings that clash with our class timings, but that is why we have that live doubt support as well. You can directly go there and solve your doubts if you're facing difficulty in learning anything. A coupon code has been shared from Team Alma Beta. Thank you so much for this. So the fees is 30,000 rupees for the certification courses that we provide here. So if you are using this coupon code LEARN15 in the next 24 hours, you might end up getting 15% off on that as well. So your price will drop down to 25,500, right? Are we coming up with any of the questions? Because I'm waiting for it. I've covered most of the questions, I believe. Shum, that is what pay after placement is. This is a very minimum amount that we take initially, right? It's like a tuition fees that we take initially. You only have to pay us once you have a job in your hand only, right? No, we don't have any morning batches already being stated. We do only have evening batches, 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. because all our instructors are from working domain only. So they do get free after 7 o'clock only, and then they join via those live classes. Certification will be from Alma Better. We also do have certifications from IIT Guwahati as well as from Wolf University, which is a European-based institute. We do cover Tanmay. Basically, in the web dev department, web dev course that we have, we do cover DevOps as well. I believe you must be talking about the front end and the back end part. Rupak, you can convert them into EMIs as well. I prefer you, if you have credit card, you can use that as well. Also, we do provide some of the EMI options for you as well from our banking finance partners. Yes, Tanmay. All these things are being covered. You can visit the website, right? And you can go to the web dev section that we have, and you will find out all these topics there. Already told you, Shubham, this is a pay after placement. You're only paying me the fees once you get yourself placed. The initial amount that I'm taking from you is a very minimum amount, and it's like a tuition fees that I'm taking for you. Yes, we do have, Prashant. So you only have to pay us the amount 2,40,000 once you get yourself placed. This is just like an amount you are paying us to get the early access of all the topics and every other thing, right? Multiple. Pratibha, I have seen many people who have recently graduated and they have got themselves into Amazon and Netflix, even JP Morgan. So there are like hundreds of opportunities waiting for us. It's just that we don't have the right skill set, so we're not getting there only. Yes, there are, like, again, told you, hundreds of opportunities waiting for you. You just never know. Akshay, I'm pronouncing your name right, I believe. You just never know. If you work hard, if you have good skill sets with you, you might end up getting a call from Apple as well. So there's no such limitation of the companies in which you can apply. You can apply there as well. Requesting the team of Alma Beta just to drop down the code again here, so that students should get that noted from their end only. So guys, if you are willing to get yourself enrolled with us in this placement guarantee program that we are offering, you can use this coupon code to get 15% off, and it is valid for next 24 hours. So do ensure that you're using it, right? And if you have any other doubt, you can directly go to our website, use our contact number, get back to us. Our counselors will help you in giving more and more brief about things that are happening out here. All right. Singh, you can go for the EMI options. I believe if you're using credit card, you can use it for the payment as well. But you have to pay this particular amount initially to get yourself enrolled with us. All right, I believe that most of the questions are being covered, and there are like 2 open questions. What is the amount of fee convert to Nigerian money? Okay, so Ahmed Nurani, if you're from Nigeria, I believe you have to use PayPal. First of all, you have to convert a currency into dollars, and from there on, you have to convert it into the Indian rupees. You have to transfer it from there only, right? So you can check that process, and you can also, get back to us, to our counselors, and we will also help you getting that getting this fees process streamlined for you. Okay, Vishaka. So is data analytics job work from home job? You might end up getting, certain job roles that you can, do from home only. But, post COVID, most of the offices are open. But I'm not denying the fact that you will not get any of the jobs from home. Monthly you can convert it. Sing, I believe that is your name. So you can convert your 30,000 in months as well. 6 months, 9 months. You can convert it. 6 to 9 months. So that will cost you around, approximately 5,000 per month. Saying if you're converting this 30,000 into 6 months, if you're doing it in 9 months, then it approximately costs you around 3,300, right? So in that particular way, you can calculate the amount. All right, I believe that all of you must have filled the feedback form. The coupon code has already been shared, and do fill that feedback form because it helps us improving. And we also do ensure that we keep on bringing all these interesting topics so that you can get to know about the insights of how the data industry is working, right? And I believe that was that. I've answered almost all of the questions, and I can't see much of the questions flowing in as well. So it's time now to wrap up this session, right? And thank you, all the learners who participated in this particular program for turning up, right? Again, requesting all of you that if you have your friends, relatives, anyone from your family who is interested in getting into this data domain or is planning to switch, do bring them here in these master classes. They will get to know about how things are going, and it will only make their decision easier, right? We're starting a fresh batch of data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence from Tuesday. So if you're planning to get yourself enrolled, do ensure that you are enrolling yourself, taking the admission before Tuesday, right? If you have any doubts, you can reach out to us. You can dial us. Our counselors will help you solving any of the queries if you have, right? So that was that from my end. Team Alma Better, Narendra, if you have anything to say, we can conclude this. Vibha, if you have anything to say, you can add it from your very own end. I'm just wrapping things up from my end. If you guys have anything to ask or question, you can directly mail me as well. I'm just dropping down my mail ID as well. You can also drop the mail to the admissions@almabetter.com. You can also drop mail to me. I've written on a mail address as well. So thank you so much, guys, for turning up on this weekend. Thank you. It's over to you, Narendra and Vibha.
Thank you so much, Manjul and Lalit, for this insightful session. So we'll be wrapping up now, and thank you all for joining this session today. I hope you learned something, you gained some insights. So we'll be signing off. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. I hope you all liked our session. And every Saturday we conduct masterclass. So please join our session. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Manjul. Thank you, Vaibhav.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Yeah. Bye-bye.